A very good morning, students. Yesterday, we started off with the chapter Reflection of Light. Today, we will see the latter part of this chapter. In yesterday's lecture, we studied about different types of reflection, rays falling on a mirror, normal to its surface, image of an extended source formed by a mirror, and image of a point source formed by a mirror. In today's lecture, we will study about lateral inversion and minimum height of a plane mirror. Students, here you can see a picture of a mirror and a child is looking into the mirror. So when a person stands in front of a mirror, how the image is formed? What is the nature of the image? If you look at the picture carefully, you will notice how the image is being seen. The nature of the image that is being formed by a plane mirror is virtual. It is erect, which is upright, and of the same size and at the same distance. Yesterday only, we studied about this, how the image is being formed by a plane mirror. Today, definitely, I'll take a few slides from the yesterday's PPT for explanation. So the properties that are being formed because of the plane mirror, how the image is being formed, the image is formed behind the mirror. The image is virtual, means it is not real, and it is erect. The image formed is of the same size. As you can see, the child is looking into the mirror. Definitely, the image of the child is similar to him, that is similar to his height, similar to its build. The image formed is at the same distance behind the mirror as that of the object that is in front of it. So in the yesterday's lecture also, I said the image is always formed at the backside of the mirror. This is the reason why we are calling it as a virtual image. Okay. And last but not the least, that the point we are covering here is the mirror is laterally inverted. You can also say the mirror image is actually laterally inverted. What I mean to say by this is, by looking at the picture, you can see. You see the right hand of this child is seen as a left hand in the mirror. So what is happening? There is a flipping of image of the object. So the child, which you can see, he is touching his right hand. In the mirror, his hand is looking as a left hand. So this is what it means. Laterally inverted means there is flipping of the image from the left to right. Of course, the image is similar to that of the object, but there is a flipping. Now, I have deliberately taken this slide from yesterday's presentation. We will see this slide again. Okay. Ray falling on a mirror normal to its surface. Now, if you carefully look how a mirror is being depicted, a mirror is simply depicted by a vertical line with these blue lines which are in slanting direction. Okay, you can also say the lines are in slanting direction. This slanting blue light depicts the backside of the mirror. So whenever you want to draw a ray diagram would actually look like this. So when you want to depict a mirror, you would simply draw a line and you draw slanting line at the back of this line, which will tell the person who is seeing that image that that is going to be the back side of the mirror. So your students, what happens is the incident ray is approaching the plane surface of the mirror like this. And definitely what happens is the ray is getting bounced back. So after bouncing back, the ray is going to be called as the reflected ray. So reflected ray and incident ray, if you carefully see the direction, definitely they are being opposite to each other. So what happens is you can see the incident ray and the reflected ray are along the same path, which also means that the angle between the incident ray and the reflected ray is going to be 0. So you can say whenever the rays of light are incident on the plane surface of a mirror, definitely there is going to be reflection of light, and the reflection is going to take place along the same path as that of the incident ray. Okay, so here we say that the light falling perpendicularly means I can say the angle also over here. Perpendicularly means the angle is 90 degree. The rays are falling on the plane mirror at an angle of 90 degree. Okay, whenever the rays are falling on the mirror perpendicularly, they are being reflected back in the perpendicular direction. Definitely, again, they are being reflected at an angle of 90 degree. This slide also was there in the yesterday's lecture. I would again illustrate it today also. The image of a point source formed by the mirror. Point source, you can take anything. Okay, you can say there is a candle placed here at point O. You can also say a laser beam of light is being kept at point O. And we need to find how the image will be formed. So what we do over here is we say we are keeping an object at point O. There is a mirror M1 and M2. The shaded portion at the back side denotes the back side of the mirror. Now what happens is the ray OR1 is being incident on the plane surface of the mirror. This ray will be reflected as the ray R1S1 and it will ultimately reach our eyes. Similarly, the ray that is being emerging from this point source O will reach the mirror M1, M2 at point R2. So you can say OR2 is the incident ray, and after reflection, it is going to be called as R2S2, and finally it will reach our eyes. Now the point is how the image is formed. If we want to know how the image is formed, what we do is we just produce this reflected ray in the backward direction. So what we do is we produce R2S2 in the backward direction, and similarly we produce this ray R1S1 in the backward direction. You can closely see both the rays R1S1 and R2S2, that is the reflected ray, they are meeting each other at point O. So you say an image is being formed at point, you can say O dash, you can also say O1. Look at the distance between the object and the mirror, and look at the distance between the image and the mirror. You can see the image is being formed by the mirror as per the object and at the same distance as that of the object. The image definitely would be called as a virtual image. Why? Because the image is formed at the backside of the mirror. Then this slide also we saw yesterday. For a few moments, we will see it today also. Image of an extended source formed by the mirror. Extended source is any source which is having more number of points. It is not going to be a point source, but it is going to be a series of point source. So here we are having an extended source in the form of pencil. We call the pencil cut tip as P and the end as Q, which is being kept in the front of a plane mirror, that is M1, M2. Now what happens is from point P, a ray of light emerges out and it reaches the plane surface of mirror M1, M2. The moment it reaches, what we do is we produce this ray in the backward direction, which is at the same distance as that of point P. So ultimately, I reach a point which would be called as P1. Okay, and I draw a point over here. Similarly, for point Q, what I would do is a ray of light would emerge from this point Q and it would be incident on the plane surface of the mirror M1, M2. Now, if the same ray of light is being produced backward, you can say at same distance as that of object, that is Q, you can get another point at the backside of the mirror, that is Q1. So all the points that are situated between P and Q, they can be drawn in the similar fashion with the help of this. And ultimately, you get an image P1, Q1, which is similar to the object PQ at the backside of the mirror. So this is how an image will be formed of an extended source by the mirror. Now this is a question. Which letter of English alphabet form image that looks the same as that of the original letter? This is a think about it question which is appearing in your textbook. So basically there are more than one letters. We will have a look at it. So these are the letters, or you can also say alphabets, that we will see the mirror image are going to be the same as that of the object. So you can say the alphabets are A, H, I, M, O, T, U, V, W, X, and Y. So these are going to be the alphabets which are going to have same mirror images like them. Now see us kids, we are going to study a phenomena which would be called as lateral inversion. What mirror does is mirror does flipping of the object. Means the left side of the object is being seen as right side in the mirror and the right side of the object is being seen as the left side of the image. Okay, so this is the reason why this phenomena is called as a lateral inversion. So we will have a look at the definition of lateral inversion. The interchange of left side and the right side in the image of the object when reflected by a plane mirror is called as lateral inversion. This is really a very beautiful phenomena, and of course this phenomena is very useful in our day-to-day life. We will see it. So what we can see is we can look at the definition one by one. The interchange, flipping means what? There is going to be an interchange of what? Of the left side and the right side in the image of the object. When reflected by a plane mirror is going to be called as lateral inversion. Now, suppose if I write mirror on a paper, and we'll see how the image will be formed. So a very similar thing will happen if you write a word, say mirror, on a piece of paper and keep it in front of the mirror. What we will say is we'll go ahead and write a word and place it in front of mirror. Can you read what you have written on the paper from the image of it you see in the mirror? You will see something like this. The word mirror is carrying alphabet M, I, R, R, O, and R. Now the mirror image, you can see M will be reflected as same because the flipping is being done and it is being seen as it is. I will look similar, but look at R. R will be flipped. These two R's will be flipped. O definitely will be reflected as it is, and again R will be flipped. So you can say whenever you are having a series of alphabet, each and every alphabet will be flipped. Okay, this is the concept of lateral inversion. Now to see this lateral inversion in detail, we will see another example. The reflection of light from the mirror seems to be pretty straightforward until you move. Okay, if you are still, there would be no change that will be seen. But if you move, then what would happen, we will see now. When you move, another characteristic of an image comes into picture. If you move your left hand while standing in front of a mirror, your mirror image will move your right hand. So you can see over here, a person is saying hello to him in the mirror. He has raised his right hand. But if you carefully see the mirror image, the image is, raising its left hand and saying hello to him. If you move your left hand while standing in front of mirror, your mirror image moves your right hand. If you shake your right feet, your mirror image moves to left feet. So a mirror reverses left and right, but not top and bottom. This is what is called as lateral inversion. Only the inversion takes place along the length. You can't see head at the bottom and feet at the at the top. Okay, so there is going to be inversion definitely along a line. Okay, there is going to be flipping of left side and the right side, and this phenomena would be called as a lateral inversion. The phenomena where your left appear as your right and vice versa in a plane mirror is referred to as lateral inversion. Now here again we are seeing an example. What we do over here is we hold a card having the word red written on it, and in front of the plane mirror we hold it. The image of the word red gets laterally inverted and appears like the image given in the figure B. Now what happens is here R is coming as first letter, but its image is being formed as third letter. E definitely is being flipped on the right hand side. Since it is a second letter on the left, it is appearing as a second letter on the right also. That is at the back side of the mirror. The letter D, the alphabet D is being flipped over here. So this is nothing but called as lateral inversion. Now, where this concept of lateral inversion is being used, we will now see. You all must have noticed the word ambulance is written in the reversed order on an ambulance. This is your common experience. So one must have questioned to oneself at least why the word ambulance is written in reverse or backward on the medic ambulance. Okay, the answer is fairly simple. It is made to appear in this way so that the driver who is sitting in the front side of another vehicle. Okay, so what the driver does is he can see it. If there is another car which is in front of this ambulance, the driver would see in the rearview mirror and he would recognize the word as ambulance, not in a reverse manner, definitely as it is. Okay, because what the mirror does is it reverses or flips the alphabets. right away round their rear view mirror and give way to its preferably to save valuable moments for someone who is not feeling very well. So you must have noticed, kids, that whenever this ambulance is going, the driver always try to keep his vehicle to the left hand side so that he gives the way to the ambulance which can move to the right way. They always give the passage of right side to the ambulance so that the person can be saved. Okay, so this is the concept that is being used, the lateral inversion concept that we use in our day-to-day life. Now there is again a think about it PPT that is appearing over here. Place two plane mirror at an angle of 90 degrees to each other. Place a small object between them. Images will be formed in both mirrors. How many images do you see? This is our think about it question. See, these many images will be seen. So if you count how many images will be seen, this is one image, this is second image, this is third image. And look at the angle that is there between the two mirror. I can say the angle made is 90 degree. So the two mirrors are being inclined at an angle of 90 degree. You can say there are three images formed. Now you carefully look at this picture. We have kept a mirror, definitely a pair of mirror that is being inclined at an angle of 60 degree. I can show you like this. This is 10, this is 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. I can say 80, sorry. It is 80 degree in total. And now I want to know how many images will be formed. Definitely the answer is there in the picture only. First image, second image, third image, and fourth image. So definitely there are a total of 4 images that are formed. At 90 degree, there were 3 images. 80 degree, there are 4 images. Now, if the angle is 180 degree means along a line. You can also say, I can write it with the help of pen. So the angle between the two plane mirror is 180 degree. Definitely only one image will be seen in the view. What if the two mirrors are being placed at an angle of 120 degree? So I can say the angle between the two plane mirror is going to be 120 degree. So there is an object here, a nail paint bottle. You can see only 2 images that are being formed when the two mirrors are inclined at an angle of 120 degree with respect to each other. Now suppose if the mirrors are being inclined at an angle of 72 degree. The two plane mirror, the angle between them is 72 degree. And what we do is we place the same nail paint bottle in front of them. So how many images are being formed? 1, 2, 3, and 4. A total of 4 images are formed. What if the two plane mirrors are inclined at an angle of 60 degree? So the angle between the two plane mirror is going to be 60 degree. What happens is we are again placing the same nail paint bottle over here. And if we now count the number of image, you can say this is the first image, second image, third image, fourth image, fifth image, and sixth image. So a total of 6 images will be formed when the two plane mirrors are inclined at an angle of 60 degree. So one inference can be made over here. Okay, One inference can be made over here. That is, as the angle between the two plane mirror goes on decreasing, the number of images formed will go on increasing. If you don't want to perform this experiment, you can simply predict how many images will be formed out of these two mirrors. You can simply make use of this formula. Okay, when two mirrors are placed side by side, you can say at some angle X. Now see, in your textbook, it is given as A. So it is definitely your choice. If you want to write X, you can. If you want to write A, you can. So how many images will be formed? The formula is very simple. 360 upon X minus 1, where X is the angle. It can be anything, 60 degree. So 360 upon 60 is how much? 6 minus 1. 5 images will be formed. You can write any number over here. You will actually get the number of image that will be formed by the mirror. What if the two mirrors are kept at an angle of 45 degree? So here you can see a very large number of images that are being formed. Simply substitute 360, simply say 360 upon 45 minus 1. Definitely you will get the answer as 7. Is it really there? Are there 7 images? Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So definitely there are a total of 7 images that are being formed when the two mirrors are inclined at an angle of 45 degree. Now you really can't make out where exactly the cat is sitting. It is really hard and it's really impossible where exactly the cat is sitting. So definitely there are many images that are being formed, but I can say the cat is located over here. She is sitting at a very small angle. The angle is very small over here, see. So you say as the angle goes on decreasing, the number of images that are being formed will definitely go on increasing. This slide is being, taken just for fun purpose, nothing else. So the inference that can be made is, as the angle between the mirrors goes on decreasing, the number of images that are formed goes on increasing. Now this is again a think about it question that is appearing in your textbook. What if the mirrors are kept parallel to each other? You can see a mirror over here. And definitely one more mirror is being placed parallel to this mirror. Two ladies are being standing in front of it. You can see how many images that are being formed. It is really hard to count. A countless number of images are formed because of this. So you can say an infinite number of images are formed if two plane mirrors are kept parallel to each other. Infinite means you cannot count. Now see, we will see applications that are being based on the concept of lateral inversion. The first example that we are going to take is of periscope. Periscope is used in submarines. Periscope is long tubular device through which a person can see. There is no direct line of sight. See, a submarine is below the water surface of sea. And the main aim of the periscope is to check the activities that are being going on the surface of the water, that is sea. So the purpose is to see over the heads of the crowds by soldiers sitting in a trench to observe enemy activity outside. It is also used in the submarine to see ships over the surface of the water. So how a periscope look like? The periscope look like this. It is having two plane mirror which have been inclined at an angle of 45 degrees. See, a light ray is coming from an object. It is being incident on the first plane mirror where it is going reflection. The reflection is taking place at an angle of 90 degree. Definitely what would happen? The reflected ray will serve as an incident ray on the second mirror. The moment the ray of light reaches the second mirror, it is again going to face a reflection. Definitely the reflected ray would again be traversing at an angle of 90 degree. And this is how the reflected ray reaches the person who is tracking the activity through the periscope. Very beautiful example that is being based on the lateral inversion. And again, I can say the concept of parallel mirror that we saw. This is a common example. We all are having haircuts in salons. And after haircut, the person who cuts the hair shows us the mirror like this. So we check whether the haircut is proper or not, and we prompt the barber. Okay, so the hair with the help of two mirror. Definitely, here the reflection is going to happen. The light is reflected from our hair on the small mirror. So what is happening? The light coming from here hits this mirror, and ultimately its reflection is being seen in the mirror, that is the larger mirror. Now we come to the end part of this particular lecture. What should be the minimum height of the mirror for a person standing in front of it? Let's check what will be the height. With the help of a simple diagram, I'll try to illustrate how a person's height, what should be the height of the mirror and how it is calculated, we will see. Let us say a person is standing over here. H denotes the head of the person, E denotes the eyes of the person, and F denotes the foot of the person. I repeat once again, H is height, sorry, H is head, E is eyes, eyes I can show like this, and F is the foot, okay? Now what happens is, the ray of light are being incident on the plane mirror, the images are being formed respectively. But if you carefully observe this particular part, which is shaded by these lines, you can also say a segment PQ, the person's image will be seen. Now, if you carefully look how the person's image is being looked in this part only, you can say RE and ES. RE is half of HE and ES is half of EF. This is how you are going to calculate the length of the mirror, of what height the mirror should be. So the formula is in the next slide, we will see it. The formula is like this. You say PQ equal to RS, that is RE plus ES. As I said, what is ES? ES is half of, ES is half of EF. Similarly, I can say this RE is half of HE, you can also say EH. So we write it in the same fashion like this. So ultimately we reach to a conclusion. The mirror's height should be such, it should be half of the height of a person. So students, what we have studied today, we will just have a quick recap about it. आज हम लोगों ने क्या क्या पढ़ा वो हम लोग देखेंगे. आज हम लोगों ने सबसे पहले पढ़ा नेचर ऑफ द इमेज. एक पर्सन की इमेज कैसी होगी. In the very first slide, we saw properties of image that are being formed by a mirror. Definitely, there are 4 to 5 properties. Then we saw rays falling on a mirror, normal to its surface. We saw image of a point source formed by a mirror. We studied image of an extended source formed by the mirror. You can try this activity by yourself also. So what are the alphabets that are being seen as same as the original letter? So these are basically the alphabets that are going to have the same mirror image as that of the alphabet. Then we studied about lateral inversion. Our main topic of today was lateral inversion. Lateral inversion is nothing but the flipping of image from the left side to the right hand side. Definitely with the help of this example, I illustrated that if you raise your right hand in the mirror, it will be seen as if you have raised your left hand. So that is nothing but the lateral inversion. The main application of lateral inversion is the ambulance. Definitely the word ambulance is written like this. And what we are doing is we are able to see it like this in the mirror, the rear view mirror. And this is how we give passage to the ambulance. Then we saw various images that will be formed if two plane mirrors are inclined with respect to each other. We saw 90-degree image. We saw 180-degree image, 120-degree image. We can say 72-degree. Then we saw 60-degree images that will be formed if the two mirrors are inclined at an angle of 60 degree. So with help of a simple formula, I can say we can how many number of images that will be formed by the two plane mirrors if they are inclined. Simply write the angle at which they will form the, they are going to be inclined. Okay, so 360 upon x, you can also say a degree minus 1 will give you actual number of images that will be formed. So you say, as you go on decreasing the angle between the two plane mirror, the number of image will go on increasing. Then we saw this example, if two plane mirrors are kept parallel, infinite image will be formed. The application of this is the first one that we saw is periscope. And the second example that we saw is a barber shop mirror. Today's assignment you can take. How many images will be formed in two plane mirror inclined at an angle of 60 degree? And the second question will be, how many images will be formed in two plane mirrors inclined at an angle of 45 degree? Okay, so these are basically two questions that you are going to do for your homework. And we have come to the end part of this session. I hope you all have understood today's lecture. Kindly do the homework and read the question.